Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Tonight's movie is Looking Glass. Nicolas Cage, Robin Tunney, and Mark Balaguer. I forget, I don't know, look it up. You've seen him before, you know who I mean, if you see his face, at least I do. Anyway, this movie is very low rated, 4.8 on IMDb. It's got an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, 8% from the audience. So you don't see that often, that the audience rates it that much lower, especially in a bad movie. So I expect this not to be very good. But it's a movie, it's got, like I said, it's got Nicolas Cage in it. And Robin Tunney, so it can't be that bad. Anyway, there are a couple who buys a motel, and some strange events happen. I believe they witness a murder or something like that. So, I don't know. It sounds interesting. Like I said, it's got an okay cast, so I'll start watching it here and let you know if it's something to avoid, because that's what it sounds like so far. So stick around. I'll be back and let you know how it's going. Alright. Hey everybody. I want to do a quick check-in. We're watching Looking Glass. We're at the 47-minute and 27-second mark. So, as I mentioned, the couple, which is Nicolas Cage and Robin Tunney. I think I called her Tunney in the beginning, but whatever. I think you know who I mean. They seem to move out west. I don't know if they move out west, but it's near Las Vegas, and they buy a motel. Nicolas Cage's character was a carpenter, electrician, handyman kind of thing, and they decide to just pick up and buy a motel off of a Craigslist. And it seems like they haven't gotten to this yet, but it seems like they had a daughter, and something tragic happened to her, and they both might have been at fault. Not a lot of details yet. It's a little murky on that, but I think because of that they needed a change, and so they buy this hotel and they move out here. So they start running the hotel, and it's just normal business. It's interesting, but Nicolas Cage finds in the one electrical room a hole in the wall. He climbs through the hole in the wall, and it takes him, it seems like underground, and up another set of steps or a ladder, and there he's looking through into one of the rooms, room number 10, and he has visibility, and on the inside of the room is a mirror. So he's basically on the other side. It's like a two-way mirror, and he can watch what happens. He's done this a couple of times. He's watching the one truck driver bring his lady friend in there, and then he comes in, they switch rooms, and then it's two other girls are in there sometimes, so he's doing that. But that's about it. That's the gist of it. You can tell there's going to be something that happens, obviously from him peeping Tomming and watching that. But other than that, it's just Beluga, I had said, I forget his first name now. He plays the cop, and he just came and introduced himself, so being friendly and stuff. But that's his role so far. But so far so good, nothing major. I thought it was, the one interesting piece was, like, he said to his wife, he says, "You deserve a night off." So I'm like, well, how are they going to take a night off? They got to run a motel. Well, you just change the sign from vacancy to no vacancy, and they went out for the night. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Can't make any money, but at least that way you can go out for the evening. But so that's what's going on. Not a lot more. They have a cleaning lady, and that's the only other real character in this, but you got the gist of it so far. I'll get back into it a little bit and see if anything interesting happens. Alright, stick around, I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Looking Glass, and I have to say they kind of fumbled it a little bit. Decent concept. They own this hotel. They create a couple of different storylines or stuff like that that's, I think, insignificant. But he buys his hotel from this guy and then loses contact with that person. But obviously, as I mentioned, there's that secret passageway into the double-sided mirror. So he's learning a little bit more about the hotel and the secrets of that. He can't get in touch with the original owner. And then one of the women who was at the hotel ends up murdered. And so the cops trying to look into it, and there's a history. Another girl had been murdered there previously, and then a pig gets thrown into the pool, and they get paint thrown on the building. Just a couple of little things. So it's trying to build up the fact that something has happened. Maybe not necessarily at the hotel, but maybe there is a connection. and Nicolas Cage is trying to investigate it the best that he can. It's not very in depth, and it's causing strain on his marriage as well. But again, a lot of this is insignificant. I get the point that something happens at the hotel, and we got to figure it out. What's the mystery? Who's the murderer? Why were they murdered? Things like that. Not a lot of that comes out. The ending was very quick. It kind of predictable. You kind of had a figuring of what's going on, but they really botched it. You know, it's hard for me to explain how much they botched it without telling you what actually happens. But it happens rather quickly. They're trying to build it up, and I knew there wasn't much left in the film, and I thought they had a lot more building to do. But it seems like they ran out of budget, and we're like, all right, let's just do this, and let's end it this way, and that's what happened. The movie wasn't incredible watching it, but I think if they would have had a better ending, and stopped trying to go down all these different storylines, I think we would have had a better chance at a better film. And this is one thing that I wish that somebody would say, hey, here's our movie, Looking Glass. Let us know what you think. And I could have gave them some different ideas on maybe, the way they could have pulled this out. I'm sure they have people to do this. So it has to be the fact that they run out of budget or something like that they can't go back, because I think anybody could watch this film and be like, hey, don't do that. You gotta set that up a little bit more, stop telling that part of it, cut that part out, add this part in, whatever. There's gotta be some different edits. But I get the idea on, why it got such low ratings. I'll probably give it 5 or a 6. It was a 6 the whole way through. I think a 6 type film where it was somewhat interesting, overplayed. They have here's an example, real quick. One more thing. So across the street from the hotel is a gas station. There's an owner of the gas station, and there's 3 guys who work in the garage in there, and he interacts with them very little, but they play it off as though there's something going on there. But they probably have one line in the whole movie. It makes really no sense. Like, they didn't build it up enough to make them suspects, but they were in the film anyway. I don't know how to explain it. It just, anyway. But it could have been something. Maybe you build up a little bit. Maybe they're the guys involved in this, murder type thing, or but it wasn't enough leading there. Like, they kind of left it there. It's hard to explain. I apologize. It's baffling. I really think maybe they tried to set it up like that, and then they're at the end, flip a coin. It's like, all right, it's gonna be this, and now you get to pick how it ends. I don't know. That's what the movie felt like for me. They had something there. There's a little bit there, I think, to play with. They didn't do it, and is it worth watching? Maybe, but knowing, set your expectations very low that it'll come to a very quick ending, and nothing that really, it makes sense, but far-fetched in a sense. So anyway, enough. I don't need to go on anymore, waste any more time on this film. You check it out. If you don't, let me know what you think. Did this help at all? I'd love to hear from you. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.